Halloween 2, Day 11's Michael Myers pick for the Dark Knight's 31 Days of Halloween. Made in 1981, 3 years after the original, this one follows Laurie Strode and Michael Myers as they once again come face to face, this time in a local hospital in Haddonfield. By the time this sequel arrived, the horror landscape was quite different, and for that matter, the slasher landscape specifically was quite different. When a Stranger Calls, Friday the 13th 1 and 2, My Bloody Valentine, Terror Train, Prom Night, The Burning, and many, many more would follow. Despite all of that, and the fact that John Carpenter had stepped back as director, this one still feels the most like the original than any of the sequels that followed would. A big piece of why is because it still maintains that late 70s, early 80s feel. And although it's ramped up the violence, thanks to that changing landscape I mentioned before, it still maintains its core, just with a little bit more of an edge. The focus of this one is a bit different than before, with Dr. Loomis and Michael Myers both getting increased screen time, while Laurie Strode actually gets decreased screen time. And for that matter, she spends a lot of time in a hospital bed in this movie, a lesson that the filmmakers would learn all over again with Halloween Kills 40 years later. Now, one thing a lot of people really take issue with this movie is the introduction of Michael being Laurie Strode's brother. For me, this was well established when I was introduced to the franchise, so I take zero issues with that. It also allows for the Halloween H2O storyline, where they come face to face, which I am a huge fan of. Now, I could do without the cheesy flashbacks, but other than that, I'm okay with it. And as many have pointed out, this also feeds into that pattern of Michael coming back for Laurie that really works to justify the way she has this debilitating fear that has taken up her entire life in the 2018 version. So I do think that it would have transitioned well into that movie, but they ended up disregarding this for that movie as well. Another point for this one is that John Carpenter actually came in and performed reshoots for this, although he wasn't the original director. He was unhappy with the scenes of Michael's slayings. What the director, Rick Rosenthal, was trying to do is honor the spirit of the original by things not being too bloody or gory. Once again, this comes back to the idea that horror movies and the slasher subgenre had evolved considerably in 3 years' time. So Carpenter wanted to ramp things up. So with all that being said, I really like the filmmaking, I love the music, the style of this movie, all of that, I really do enjoy it. I like the ending, the characters are good, the way it starts off with Michael still going through the neighborhood, terrorizing people, following the events of the first one, and Dr. Loomis chasing him down. All of that is very well done. In my opinion, this absolutely deserves to be a part of your 31 Days of Halloween. Follow me to join for tomorrow's theme, 1980s.